The world is seeing a significant shift in how we understand and legislate gender identity. Countries across the globe are passing laws that allow individuals to self-identify their gender on legal documents, access gender-specific spaces, or receive gender-affirming care. But are these new laws promoting freedom and equality, or are they creating new legal complexities? Let's dive into this evolving legal landscape and explore the impact of gender identity laws on society. First, let's take a look at some of the recent laws passed in different countries. In 2012, Argentina led the way by allowing individuals to change their gender markers on official documents without the need for medical procedures. Canada followed with Bill C-16 in 2017, which protects gender identity under the Human Rights Act. More recently, New Zealand passed a law in 2023 allowing people to self-identify their gender on birth certificates. Germany is also moving towards similar changes, while certain US states like California have adopted laws that allow individuals to select gender markers on IDs without medical interventions. These laws reflect a global trend of gender becoming a legal category that individuals can choose. However, the debate around these laws isn't one-sided. On one hand, supporters argue that these laws allow individuals to live as their true selves. They claim that these laws grant freedom of expression and contribute to equality. But critics argue that these laws create risks, especially in public spaces like bathrooms, shelters, and prisons. California, for instance, passed Senate Bill 132, which allows prisoners to be housed according to their gender identity. However, critics point to reported safety issues, particularly in women's prisons. In the UK, proposed changes to the Gender Recognition Act led to protests, with some arguing that women's safety in gender-segregated spaces was at risk. Another controversial issue is the matter of pronoun usage. Some countries like Canada, New York, and California have introduced laws that compel the use of specific gender pronouns in workplaces and schools. Canada's Bill C-16, for example, makes it illegal to refuse to use someone's chosen pronouns, and critics like Jordan Peterson have argued that such laws violate free speech. In New York City, fines for not using correct pronouns in workplaces can reach as high as $250,000. While some see these measures as essential for respect and inclusion, others worry that they infringe upon freedom of speech. Healthcare and insurance are other areas deeply affected by gender identity laws. In states like California and New York, insurance companies are required to cover gender-affirming surgeries and hormone treatments. However, the demand for these services is overwhelming in many places. In the UK, the National Health Service has long waiting lists for gender-affirming care, with some patients waiting years for treatment. In Australia, coverage varies by region, leading to inconsistency in access to care. While these laws aim to ensure that people get the care they need, the healthcare systems are struggling to meet demand. The sports world has become another battleground for gender identity laws. In the UK, rugby leagues have barred transgender women from competing in women's categories due to concerns over safety and fairness. In the US, the case of swimmer Leah Thomas sparked controversy after she competed in women's swimming competitions. In Idaho, lawmakers passed legislation banning transgender athletes from participating in sports that don't align with their birth gender. In Australia, the National Rugby League has also taken steps to restrict transgender women from competing in elite competitions. The key question here is, can we balance inclusion with fairness in sports? Internationally, the approach to gender identity laws varies widely. Sweden is known for its progressive stance, offering free gender reassignment surgery through its national healthcare system. However, countries like Hungary and Poland are moving in the opposite direction. Hungary passed a law in 2020 that bans gender marker changes on official documents, effectively denying legal recognition for transgender individuals. In Poland, Anti-LGBTQ+ sentiment is rising, with some towns even declaring themselves LGBT-free zones. Meanwhile, in India, the Transgender Persons Protection of Rights Act of 2019 was a step forward in recognizing transgender rights, but activists argue that discrimination is still rampant, and bureaucracy remains a major hurdle. As gender identity laws continue to evolve, they challenge our understanding of freedom, equality, and societal responsibility. Are these laws truly empowering individuals to live as their authentic selves, or are they creating new legal and social complexities? The answer is far from clear, and the debate is far from over. What do you think? Are gender identity laws protecting freedom, or are they overstepping by infringing on others' rights? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth discussions on today's most pressing issues. What is the balance between personal freedom and societal responsibility in gender identity laws? Let's continue the conversation.